Hello and welcome back to Never Seen It. It's a podcast where we watch movies we haven't seen yet. My name is Trent. I'm here with my wife, Betsy.
That's me.
Today we're going to do the second part of our two-part series.
Let's
call it a series. I don't care. We're watching movies that aren't necessarily movies that really blew up the world.
Mainstream.
Mainstream things. We're just watching movies here that we've wanted to watch with each other, but for whatever reason we haven't gotten around to it in over 10 years. So, yeah. Today we're going to watch something that I've seen, but Betsy hasn't.
Uh-huh.
Today we're going to watch the movie from 2003 called The Recruit.
Yes.
Betsy, what do you know about The Recruit?
It's a movie. So I know I know a couple people who were in it. So
Yep.
obviously Colin Farrell
Yep.
and Al Pacino are the stars.
They are.
They're in it.
They're actors
So,
playing characters.
right. I think this is a thing where Colin Farrell has been recruited for an agency of some kind.
Oh.
I don't know if it's like FBI or CIA or some clandestine government thing, but Pacino is the guy training him. Mm-hmm. And that's about it.
You're on the right track.
Yeah, I vaguely remember this movie when it came out.
Uh-huh.
This is, we talked about it when we watched Minority Report. This is when Colin Farrell was kind of starting to get noticed.
He really started to blow up in the mid-2000s.
Early mid-2000s.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is one of his earlier big movies.
Yep.
Certainly one of his first starring vehicles. Mm-hmm. He's up against Pacino, who is a huge star in those days.
Before we started this, I actually looked up I just happened to look up some trivia about this, and apparently Al Pacino was like Colin Farrell's hero growing up.
Yeah.
Like being a young actor, Pacino was his dude.
I think that's a lot of actors.
Yes, you could say that about a lot of actors, but not a lot of actors get to star beside them.
Right. Well, I was reading when we were doing our Keanu-thon that in Devil's Advocate, Keanu Reeves deferred about $2 million of his salary so that they would get Al Pacino. He gave up money just so they would guarantee he'd get to do the movie because his salary is so high.
Good choice.
And I'm sure there was some of that happening in this movie. Pacino doesn't say yes to everything.
No, and this is about when Pacino started his downward trend.
Yeah, he was slowing down.
Yeah, very much so. Now, full disclosure here. The Recruit is a movie I like.
Yeah.
It is not a movie I love.
Okay.
It isn't one that, oh my God, everybody has to see this movie. It's just this, hidden gem. It's not.
You find it interesting,
It's not. It's not. And I don't know why I feel like this, but it's one of these movies that I saw in passing one time. I think, oh, that was really interesting. So I bought it. And I watched it again. It's like, okay, there's something going on here. I like these actors. I like what's going on here. The premise is cool. Mm-hmm. But it ain't great. I mean, the reviews are like in the 30, 40, 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, Lord, you're setting my expectations low here.
I'm just telling you, this is not like when we watched In and Out, you really liked that movie, and so did I.
Yes.
But again, this is a movie that I've wanted to show you for a while, just so that we can have a conversation about
You're
it.
curious what I think.
Yeah, I do. I am. So, yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say about The Recruit. I think you are completely on the right track. Is there a reason you didn't seek this out when it was new?
I mean, came out in 2003. I was, a senior in high school going into college.
Yep.
Depending on what time of year it came out, I was probably busy.
Yeah.
If it came out in the fall, I was in school.
Yeah, and I certainly
I was brand new to college in a different
Yeah.
state.
And I certainly didn't watch this when it was brand new because I was in the same boat as you.
Yeah, and it's also, in those days, not something I would spend a lot of time going to the theater to watch.
No.
Because I was still kind of exploring the world of cinema, and at that time I was probably watching a lot of older movies, like from the 50s, the 40s, and things like that.
You were exploring.
Yeah. Or like brand new stuff, but it was like lighter fare, like Mean Girls.
Yeah, you're going to go see Mean Girls and Return of the King.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's more the stuff that I was spending my time doing in 2003. And I just never got back to it because, like you said, this isn't something that like changed the world. It's
No.
not something that
It didn't set the world on fire.
No.
It's not a movie that people like look back on.
No, you remember.
yeah.
Somebody says, "You remember this movie?" No.
Yeah.
Or kinda. I kinda remember that being.
Oh yeah,
a thing.
that's that Pacino movie where he's this thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Which again, it's one of these things where I think Pacino gives it a lot more gravitas, because if it was just Colin Farrell
Right.
and the other person that you're going to recognize at least one more person.
Oh, I'm sure
100%.
I'll recognize plenty of people because I always do.
I don't know about that. But yes, that's about all we have to say about that in the intro here. So we're going to go and watch The Recruit. We'll be right back. And we are back. So, Betsy, were you successfully recruited?
It was okay. This one was all right.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying where it's not like the greatest movie ever. Mostly I was confused. And
Okay.
I think that has to do with the nature of this movie.
Yes.
Because I've watched other spy movies before. And everyone's a spy and you can't trust anyone and nothing is what it seems.
It's meant to be like that.
Yes, but it makes it hard as the viewer to actually comprehend what is going on.
Yeah, we only stopped the movie once because you needed clarification on something.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And then there was a couple moments where I was like, wait, so, huh?
And of course, they do reveal everything.
They do, eventually.
Yep.
But even still, it's kind of like, are they telling the truth? Like,
Right.
movies like this, I wrote down, movies like this make me paranoid. Because I follow it, but I also am woefully just confused, and I don't know what I'm supposed to be believing. It made me think of The Good Shepherd.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of
It's
people
another
have seen
CIA.
that one.
The Good Shepherd is the
It's the early days of the
day,
CIA.
like before CIA was CIA.
Yeah. And it's Matt Damon. And it's a good movie, but it takes a couple watches. And I think
I've only seen it once, and I don't know if I want to ever watch it again.
I've actually seen it a couple times, and I think I like it the more I watch it. But that might be like this movie, where I just have to understand what I'm watching, and then I can appreciate it on a second view.
And I haven't seen this movie in years, so I think I didn't really get any more out of it. Like, there's not much here, to be honest.
No.
There are a lot of, like, quiet moments where there's not much happening.
Right.
It's just kind of, being contemplative, or it's them working out, or it's them driving to a place. There's not a lot of meat here.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure that out because, most of the movie is he gets recruited and he's being trained. And then it's like, okay, but what's the main mission here?
Right.
What's the objective? Where is this going to take us? Are we going to spend the whole movie in training?
There are
or
very
what?
much a distinct acts.
Yes.
It's him getting recruited.
Yep.
It's them at the farm.
Yep.
And the third act is him being
On his mission.
on his individual mission with
Yes.
Burke. Yeah.
Yes. So, yes, I think I'm going to need to absorb this one a little bit more just because I was a little confused.
Overall, you didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that has to do with the casting because Colin Farrell, I've said this before, I like him. I think
do
he's
too.
a good actor.
Yeah.
Al Pacino is going to bring a lot of gravitas to whatever
said.
project you are going to have.
As we said.
And even Bridget Moynihan, this was kind of her big prime time.
Yeah.
Was the early 2000s. And she's one of those people where it's like, why didn't she ever get more famous?
I have the same thought.
I don't know.
I've seen her in a few things, all from this era. She's in this. She's in Lord of War,
Yep.
which is a great Nick Cage movie.
Yep.
Um,
She was on Sex and the City.
Of course, everybody was in Sex and the City.
Eventually.
Yes. Same thing with X-Files. Of course, you being the X-Files nerd you are, pointing out that guy was on X-Files.
Of course he was. It was the guy who played Agent Spender, who shows up in about
Spender.
season...
What the hell kind of name is that?
Shut up. He shows up in like the mid-seasons. I think he shows up in season 4 or 5, somewhere like that. He's kind of in the mid to late
He was
years.
the tech guy handing out the bugs.
Yeah, and that's the only scene he's in, but I recognized him immediately, and you said I wouldn't know anyone in this movie.
I knew you would know Bridget Moynihan.
Yep, and then the only other guy, I don't know the actor's name, but he's on that TV show Suits.
Yeah.
That's the only other guy I recognize.
He's one of the suit man.
Yeah, he's a suit man.
Suit mans. Yeah. So yeah, again, I've seen this movie probably 3 or 4 times now, and it's still about it doesn't get worse, it doesn't get better in more viewings. It just kind of is more clarifying what is happening.
Yes.
So
you can kind of follow what's going on a little better.
Yeah.
And I think this is, again, probably one of those where there's like little clues and things if you're paying attention, maybe.
Yeah, they are totally pointing out and like hinting at, especially at the end with Bridget Moynihan's character, Layla, when she's like, they show her leaving CIA like 3 or 4 times.
Right.
And leaving with her coffee cup. Her coffee cup is always in shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they very much allude to it. Even when she's in her office, she has her coffee with her.
It looks like a mundane activity, but in fact, it's like, no, look, this is an important plot point.
Right.
Pay attention, nerds.
Right.
So yeah, let's just start at the beginning, because I think it'll help me maybe piece it together if I get your perspective on some things.
Okay.
So it's kind of a montage. We get some backstory just by like things on the screen.
Yeah.
And we find out that this character's father died missing in action, kind of a thing. He was missing in a plane crash
In Peru.
Yeah. And I just looked this up. Apparently that is actually Colin Farrell's father. Those are actual pictures of
It did look like
him and his dad. I did have the thought. I was like, that does look like
Okay.
it could be his dad, because it is his dad.
Cool.
So his dad worked for Shell Oil.
Yep.
And he was in Peru, and his plane went down, and he was missing. So this kid has spent his whole life trying to figure out what happened to his dad.
Yeah, he's this tech kid who went to MIT.
Yep.
And he has this website. He has like the sleuths out there trying to search for him, trying to find information about his father.
Yes.
Because, in 1990, this guy is probably maybe 10 when his father died.
They said he was born in 76.
Okay, so a little bit older than
They
10.
actually say his birth date at one point.
Fine.
Yeah.
But that being said, so he's obsessive about trying to find his dad.
He's living in the past.
And he puts out all this information out there.
And his super awesome early 2000s website that he designed.
Yeah.
Ooh. It was cheesy looking as hell.
So I always say the things that date a movie: fashion
Yep.
and technology.
Yes.
And related to technology is like website design.
Okay, but specifically this movie, it's also the music.
You think?
Because the music they selected is that kind of electronic techno sounding music that I always associate with crypto movies.
We've never. I want to know. Wait, I've never seen the movie Hackers, and neither have you.
No.
I want to see Hackers on this show. By the way,
Eventually
we're gonna watch Hackers. But I want to know if like that movie has the same kind of aesthetic to it that later movies have, probably to a very high degree.
Right. I wonder if people realize just how common it is that people pick this kind of music, and this is like the music of hacking.
Yeah.
It's really specific and unusual. We start at MIT, and they've got this program that can basically hack like all the computers on a network or something.
See, they're not even on a network. So the demonstration he has is basically if it has a screen on it, if it's a digital screen, they can hijack the screen and broadcast whatever they want onto the thing.
Okay.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be like broadcasting an internet signal, because In 2003, there's no such thing as a smart TV.
I suppose.
Because in that room where they're presenting in that booth, like, there's a bunch of TVs hanging around, there's computers, there's a lot of other screens around there.
But they're all hooked up to their individual...
They don't have internet access. Those TVs don't have apps or anything like that would have access to the internet. It's just via power. So this is a completely fake... There's no way this could have happened in 2003.
So he
no way.
Hacked the power?
I guess. They have no explanation here.
All we know is the guy from Dell is really impressed.
Mr. Dell.
Mr. Dell is really impressed.
Yeah.
And this guy works at a bar, so he's got an option.
A bartender. Yeah, he is a bartender, and when we are introduced to Colin Farrell at the bar, we also, speaking of music, we have Hoobastank playing.
I knew I recognized it. You laughed, and I was like, what is that? It's Hoobastank.
I completely forgot that Hoobastank is on the soundtrack
2003.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, smart kid, MIT.
Yep.
He's a bartender by night, and he has kind of two choices. So he can go and take this job with Dell, but Al Pacino's character shows up, and he says, I'm here to recruit you for the CIA.
Yeah. In so many words.
So this whole sequence leading up to this, it's a short couple of minutes, but then there's a few minutes after this. Why was the entire thing in Dutch angles? The way this movie is shot is fucking terrible.
All right.
It was bothering me so much.
Wow, okay.
The first 15 minutes is all at an angle. You didn't notice that?
No.
Yeah. Left angle, right angle, left angle, all the way until the fucking farm, basically.
I did not notice that at all.
It was really annoying me.
Okay.
And throughout half of the movie, like, this director went way too far with that. It's like, Are you trying to make a statement about how nothing is as it seems? I don't know, but it was really bothering me.
Okay. No, I could not tell you that I noticed that at all. At any time.
As it progressed, it wasn't so much, but there was an excess of it in the first, like, half hour.
Okay, fair enough.
I want you to go back sometime, and I want you to look, even just for a couple of seconds, fast forwarding.
Just recalling it myself. Yeah, I could see that. Like when he's at the gym where he's working out, punching the bag.
When he's at the bar.
When
they're at the tech thing at the beginning.
When they're talking kind of like down the hallway after he shows him the newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like shooting up at him at an angle and then shooting back up at Colin Farrell at the other angle. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I hated it. It looked just cheesy.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to make it look cool, but they went so far with it that it was just really obnoxious.
Okay. But yeah, so during that scene, Al Pacino says, yep, I'm CIA. And, he mentions something about his dad. And he knows by doing his research on Colin Farrell, he's obsessed about his dad.
Right, he basically plays him emotionally because he wants to recruit him.
Yeah, that's what got him over there to talk in the hallway, and So another thing I wanted to point out here is it is 2003. This is when this movie comes out, and of course this is probably made in 2002, very soon after 9/11.
Yes.
So Colin Farrell is basically resentful towards the CIA. Because he even says, yeah, it's a bunch of fat old white men who failed us when we needed them the most.
I suppose, yeah. I didn't understand what that meant because I wasn't thinking, contextually.
You gotta think contextually what just happened to make him say something like that.
Yep, that would do it.
Yeah.
That would definitely do it. So he's presented with this opportunity to go work for the CIA, and he goes ahead and says, yep, I'm going to do it. Because he's basically told his dad was an agent.
Yes.
He says it without saying it, kind of.
Yep.
So Walter Burke is the Pacino character, and he's just like, your dad was one of us. This is in your blood, and you got to come do this.
Which, of course, in the middle of the movie, you think, oh, that was just a lie to get him to come in there and say yes.
Oh yeah, off and on throughout the movie, I'm like, wait, so.
Was he or wasn't he? Oh, was he?
Wasn't he? And they do that a lot, and that's why I was left a little confused. But he decides to go. They take him to the CIA headquarters in Langley, I assume is where that was. And they start doing a bunch of psych tests.
Yeah.
So they have to do a bunch of psych tests, and they ask him a bunch of weird personality questions. And they all pass. That's where we meet Bridget Moynihan, drinking her coffee for the first of like 400 times in this movie.
She must be wired.
She must be wired. They seemingly pass because then they're all loaded onto a bus and taken to, quote, the farm.
Yep.
Now, this is a real thing, is it not?
It is. So in like the DVD Blu-ray extras, they talk to real CIA dudes. And this is based on real recruitment and real training stuff. Like that house, the bug house, is real.
Okay.
The farm is real for these guys. I mean, it's not the actual location, of course.
No, obviously.
But they had real CIA briefings with former CIA dudes.
Telling them the kind
telling
of stuff
them the
they
kind
did.
of things that they did and how they recruited people and having the entire basis of the movie.
So yeah, they basically keep saying nothing is what it seems.
Yeah.
Everything is a test. Nothing is what it seems. So then there's like a, half hour, 40-minute sequence here at the farm where they're basically showing them, here's all your gadgets and here's what you're going to learn you're going to learn how to kill a man in 3 ways.
And Colin Farrell says it himself. You're going to become James Bond.
Yep.
Essentially. So now what I wrote down about this whole sequence is a lot of Act 2, if we're going to call it that, is just, hey, isn't the CIA cool?
Bunch of spy shit.
Yeah, it's a bunch of spy shit, them doing cool shit with gadgets and training and
learning how to lie and pass lie detectors and apply pressure and read people and follow people and bug people.
Hey, look how cool this is.
Right.
Which I know is fine, but it went on a little bit too long, I think.
That's why I was trying to figure out, so how long is this going to go and when do we get to the other thing?
When are we actually going to get to the meat here?
Yeah, so they're kind of given a bunch of tools, they're given a bunch of things. The guy from the X-Files shows up. They have to like bug a house, like you said, and not get caught. And the only one who manages to escape is Colin Farrell because he jumps out a window. So we're led to believe, oh, he's doing well because he escaped the house and nobody else did. Even though he didn't accomplish the mission, he at least got away.
He didn't get caught.
Right.
Rule number 1, Betsy.
Never get caught.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught. And they make mention of Knox. So it's a non-official cover operative.
Correct.
So these are the guys who are always out, they're always alone, and they're unprotected. So these are like the deepest cover agents that they have.
That is the stereotypical CIA agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So most of these people are not going to be that. They're going to be rando field team agents or they're going to be in the office.
Tech people, they're going to be data entry, they're going to be, just regular people not going out on missions.
Knock would be the James Bond of the group, basically.
Sure.
Okay. All right. But yeah, they keep repeating a lot. Everything's a test. Everything's a test. So they load up the guys and take them to a bar and say, your objective...
They're downstairs having a good
a
time.
Boys' night.
Having a boys' night, playing poker, and Pacino comes down and says, hey, guys, you guys are having a night in. How about we go out and have a drink?
So they take them to a roadhouse.
So guess what, guys? Here's a mission. Your mission is go get a lady.
Yep. With the intention of you have to get them out of the bar.
Yep.
With the intention of they're going to have sex with you.
Correct.
So he goes into the bar, and who does he see there but Bridget Moynihan, who's getting hammered at the bar, and she starts saying how she got cut, and she's getting drunk, and take me home, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this, and I'm like, she's playing this asshole. So we come to find out her objective, all the women were sent in, basically, to stop the men from fulfilling their objective.
And Colin Farrell's pissed.
And he fell for it.
Yeah, he fell for it. He's mad at himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
She manipulated him.
Yep.
Because he actually is attracted to her. He spends a great deal of this movie just looking at her.
Yeah. Hey, I would too.
Right. And yeah, she gets him out and she's like, oh, I got it. I did it. I win.
Op completed.
Op completed.
Yep.
And he feels like an asshole.
Yeah, she sobers up immediately.
Yep, because she's not drunk to begin with.
What?
Yeah, I
Taking
called
shots
that.
of water. Yeah, you knew that pretty early on.
Again, it's because they kept saying everything is a test, so it makes me paranoid. I'm watching this movie through a lens of paranoia that nothing is real and nothing is what it seems. So he kind of gets his because she's hooked up in the next scene to a lie detector, and he gets to ask her whatever he wants.
Yep.
And he basically emotionally manipulates her into feeling, embarrassed in front of the whole group. And yeah, the whole thing is they're setting up that the two of them are attracted to each other.
Sure.
And they like each other, but now's not the time or the place.
Right. They even allude to that later on after they kind of bury the hatchet.
Yeah.
Say, okay, what's this? What is this?
Yeah.
Like, is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? And they basically say, okay, not here, not now.
Yeah, we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
We both know, but it's not going to happen.
Yep.
So yeah, then we get a lot more just training things. They kind of talk about surveillance, and they're like, okay, we're going to put you on a mission, and you're a surveillance team, and the person you're following is the rabbit.
Yep.
And the person following them is the eye, but then the rest of the team is behind them.
Yeah, they switch out the eye. At least they don't actually show this. They set all of that up very well, I think, but then none of it pays off because something happens to really completely ruin the op. So I guess that in and of itself is a great distraction, not only to the students, but the audience.
Yeah.
Because they're expecting this cat and mouse, and they're going to switch out the eye for another eye because they're going to communicate with who the rabbit is, but not everybody knows where the rabbit is, and blah, blah, blah. But in reality, what this is a kidnapping.
It's another test, damn it.
It's another test where it's Colin and Bridget both get kidnapped and put into some
bagged
dungeon.
And thrown in a van.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's in this little room basically being tortured.
He is tortured.
For information.
Yeah.
And he's got to say, they kind of had a scene before where the big bald guy is like following them, and Pacino points it out. He's like, don't look now, we've got a tail. So this is the guy who kidnaps him.
Like, oh yeah, they're trying to get information about the farm. They're trying to get information about the recruits.
And Colin keeps yelling at him like, no, this is a test. This is a test. So he's
I think
like,
you work for the CIA.
You work for the CIA. But they're like putting on Russian accents or something.
Right.
And they're just like, tell us about the farm and who are your teachers. And the thing that breaks him is they throw a pair of pants that are supposed to be hers.
Yeah.
Basically tell him that they've also been torturing her.
Yeah.
And they manipulate him, and he cracks, and he starts confessing everything.
Well, he said, "You want a name? Here's the name. His name is Burke."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So he gives him the name, and end of simulation.
And of course he's humiliated,
Yep.
and she is outside seeing all of this, and he's going through all this. I mean, you could say for her.
For days. This is like days.
Yeah.
That this guy's been in there. He hasn't eaten. He's getting tortured. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I believe in a situation, if you are talking like real deal on the ground spy shit, they're going to put you in extreme situations because they have to see how you'll handle them.
Yeah.
I think realistically, there's probably not that many people that actually are spies in the capacity that we are led to believe exist in movies. I think it's a lot more, intel and computers and crap like that. But for argument's sake,
that's why they say don't get caught.
Yeah, don't get caught. But he is discharged. So they say, we recommend his removal from the program.
Burke discharges him.
Yes. Burke discharges him from the program. He gets thrown out, dumped in some motel, and he's just drinking himself into a stupor at a Dutch angle. So Burke shows up. He basically kind of breaks into his little motel room, and he says, let's go for a ride, at which point he reveals to him, oh, it was all fake. You're still an agent.
You're actually selected to be the knock.
You're the knock.
Yeah.
That would make sense contextually because you don't want anybody else to know that this person is a deep cover agent.
I saw The Departed. I know how that works.
Right. They make it look like you flunked out.
Yep.
And they hide you in plain sight.
Yeah.
So that all makes sense. So he's got this handler and he's handed a case and it's Layla. Layla has like foreign parents and she's a deep cover mole.
And they know that she is. They let her into the program so that they can find out who her handlers are.
Who she's working for.
Yeah.
And yeah, he feeds him a whole bunch of information about how when he was young, he was in an agency and knew, and he had a similar thing where he was basically in love with this woman, but the mission was more important, the information is more important. And he sells him a bill of goods that you got to do your job, kid, because the information is most important. The people don't matter.
Why do you think they call it the Central Intelligence Agency? The information is paramount.
Yeah.
The agents, they're just the people who collect the information.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's always more agents. We need the information.
Yeah. We'll get it somehow.
Yep.
So he gets a cover job at Langley as just like data entry. And he says, oh, well, it wouldn't be weird because a lot of people who fail out of the farm end up working in this capacity. So they still get to work for the CIA.
Right. Hey, you got some chops, kid. You're good at this. You're good at that.
You love America. You're a little patriot.
We can still use you.
We'll find something for you to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, then it's just kind of that next act where he's sort of trying to infiltrate Layla's circle. And he follows her around and he finds the coffee place she likes to go. And he figures out her routine and he figures out where she lives. And he kind of, quote unquote, accidentally runs into her.
Oh, stalker.
Yeah. And then he accidentally runs into her again at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
But they have a little conversation and he bugs her. So they show like one of the tools is like this little thing with a teeny tiny bit of plastic that can stick on the coat and you can pick up a signal, which again, 2003 microscopic equipment to pick up dialogue. That seems far-fetched. This is some movie spy shit.
I think you'd be surprised at what you can do.
I guess.
It doesn't require a lot.
I guess. But he helps her put her coat on, and that was a smooth move.
Yeah.
He bugged her coat real slick.
Uh-huh.
And he got away with it. Oh, what else? So this was the point where I started getting a little confused because I didn't ultimately understand why he was supposed to go after Layla. So she works in like the crypto something or other.
She requested cryptography.
Yep.
After she didn't get the knock position or whatever. So they put her over there.
And Burke tells him there's this virus
that the CIA developed.
That can basically put us into the Stone Age.
It can basically burrow into the electricity network. The electricity grid, rather, and basically take over anything that is connected to that, which that exists, by the way. There is such a thing as home network via basically your plugs.
Okay.
So like a computer network. Like we have Wi-Fi in the house, but we also have a network that is connected by network cables. All those Ethernet cables back behind the TV.
Yeah.
There exists a thing where you can just have your plugs in your house be your network access.
Okay.
Instead of having an Ethernet jack in your wall, it's just your electrical plug.
Okay.
That is a real thing.
Interesting.
So we could technically buy that. It's not very good. It's not as good as regular Ethernet.
Yeah.
But it is a real thing.
So the virus would basically...
So the virus is like that on steroids.
Okay.
You can infect the entire grid. Like where we live, it would take over the entire metro area.
Okay.
If you really wanted it to. Because the electrical grid is all connected. But at the same time, there are, at least not in Texas, there are redundancies where if this section over here goes down, there's another section to take over. Like if one plant goes down for whatever reason, there's another section to take over the workload.
Okay. So Burke basically says Layla is smuggling or trying to smuggle this virus out of the CIA network.
Correct.
And he is trying to figure out how she's doing that. So he sends Clayton, is the kid's last name.
Yeah.
So he sends him to get close to her to figure out how she's doing that and who she's working for.
And who she is giving it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to pause because I was like, I don't understand what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So that was the bit where, again, this is like the main mission.
Yeah. But what you don't know as the audience at that point is that Layla is actually still working for the CIA. She is not turned. She does not work for any nefarious group.
Right.
Her job, given to her by the CIA when she came in, was to see if she can get information out of the CIA building. And she's been successful, which is to say, her job is security, trying to find holes in the security system so that they can improve upon them.
Yeah.
And how she's doing it is with her coffee cup.
Again, in 2003.
In 2003, did you know somebody with a USB stick?
No,
I didn't.
I've told you this.
Yes.
When I started college, I got a brand new computer. I got a desktop computer. And I got the thing I thought I needed, which was floppy disks. And when I opened the computer and took it out of the box, there was no floppy drive.
Yeah.
Much to my surprise. And I was like, well, shit, how am I supposed to save things? Well, there was disk drives, so I figured that must be you just save it to a disk.
Right.
Well, a few months into college, one of my friends was like, hey, could I use your printer? Because I had a printer.
Yeah.
And he pops open a flap that I didn't even know was attached to my computer. And there's a USB port.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is that thing?
Right.
He takes this little stick and he pops it in and he starts accessing files.
I did not have a USB stick until my sophomore year.
Yeah.
That started in 2004. Mm-hmm. And it was like a little tiny thing. It was like 128 megabytes. And it was like $100.
Yeah,
it was a lot of money.
So I absolutely had no idea what that was. So if I had seen this in 2003, I'd have been like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. Is that some kind of magic stick?
It was new technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when they made this, it was probably like brand new technology.
Mm-hmm. CIA.
There you go.
So that was an interesting thing to see back then, at least even within like a year or two of when this movie came out, because I probably didn't see it until 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
Even then, it was kind of a cool thing. Mm-hmm. And of course, a security dude, he's not going to know what the hell that is.
No, and she masks it. So she puts it on a USB and then unscrews the bottom of her coffee thermos, pops it in there, and then puts hot coffee over the top of it.
Which is probably going to screw up the X-ray machine.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not going to notice a piece of metal under there because the whole thing is made of metal.
Right.
It's a thermos, and it's full of coffee.
Yep.
So she, like you said, they show her many times entering and exiting this building, holding this mug and putting it in the little scanner, and nobody thinks twice about it.
Why would they?
Yeah. Why would they?
So, yeah, that's her thing. Like, her job is to do exactly that. So she's not doing anything that she's not supposed to.
No. But we don't know that yet.
Yeah.
So we still think she's like this double agent or something, a mole in the CIA.
Right.
And he's trying to get close to her, and it works. And they get kissy-kissy in the parking lot and sexy back in her apartment.
Yeah.
And he starts fucking around on her computer and finds out that she does have this virus on her computer, but not the whole thing.
Right.
And again, it's that thing where she's not really asleep and she sees him on the computer, so she gets suspicious.
Yep.
But then he's covering his tracks, and he's, she accesses the last program he was in, which was the website.
Which, you know what?
About his dad.
Yeah. But you know what? Those two people, they're trained to be paranoid.
Yeah. So everything is like, who is that? What's going on?
Right.
What's happening?
What is he doing over
Yeah.
there?
So he sneaks out and he reports back to Burke that she is taking pieces. I don't know how. I'm going to keep working on it. And he goes back to her apartment and they get sexy again. And then she tries to bug him, but of course she's not as good at it. And he immediately catches her.
Yeah.
And
he finds a nice dog and puts the bug
yeah,
on him.
exactly. And this was literally where I was like, movies like this make me paranoid because it's just like, who is working with who? But she's paranoid enough now that she goes off to the train station and he follows her and she passes off a note to some hooded figure.
Yes.
Whose face we don't see. He pursues him. And they have an altercation, and he shoots the guy, and we find out it's another agent from the farm.
Right. Who is the actual knock, we find out later.
Yeah, she says, well, no, he was the knock.
Yeah.
And the note that she had passed him was, he's getting too close.
Yeah.
I need to be extracted.
Right.
And so again, it's like, who the fuck is what? Who's what? What's who?
Again, yeah, it's everybody being paranoid. Everybody thinks that they're being followed because they are.
Yeah. Yep. So he's like, no, I'm going to finish this mission.
Yep.
I killed this guy.
And
What's
of course,
going on?
This is just completely playing into his hands because he's a people pleaser. He wants to please Al Pacino's character.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Clayton is a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And so Colin Farrell basically steals her computer and follows her. And she knows what his car is. And that bothered me. That's like, you're just gonna follow her. And she can see it's you.
Right.
But he drives her off the road and
Which, by the way,
confronts her.
you're not going to outrun anything in a VW Bug.
Shut up. 2003, that was top of the line. Sports car right there. So yeah, he drives her off the road and confronts her, and he's like, I know
what you're doing.
A spy.
Yeah.
You're a double agent, or you're
And she's
a
like,
mole.
what the fuck are you talking about? I'm in security.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you. Here, feel my pulse.
Look at my eyes.
You look at my eyes. I'm not lying to you. Mm-hmm. I'm not fearful for my life because I'm not a mole. I'm not, a traitor.
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell you are doing. I don't know
Right.
who you are working for.
Right.
But you're the one who's messed up, dude.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot of that, wait, what's going on?
Right.
So of course he confronts Burke and he tells him,
Hey,
what
it's
the
all
hell?
been a test.
This is a test.
More test.
Yeah, this is more test.
Also, that gun, blanks.
Right.
There's nothing in there. You didn't kill anybody. Those were squibs that went off.
But of course, that's also a lie, just
That's
to
also
get
a
the
lie.
gun out of his hand.
Uh-huh.
And of course, in a fantastical turn of events, Al Pacino's the bad guy.
What?
I know. And, again, it's kind of that movie where you just sort of assume going in.
Somebody's going to turn out to be.
Somebody is not what they appear, and why wouldn't it be Al Pacino? Because Al Pacino.
You want to get Al Pacino yelling.
You let him do his Al Pacino thing where he gets to go to 11 and they
Yeah.
have like a dark chase through an abandoned warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps yelling, the program is real. Clayton's like, Colin Farrell, the program is real. It's a real program, but he can't get it up and running for some reason.
Well, no, what is
he trying to do?
Okay, so he turned on his hack program that he was showing off at MIT. So what he was trying to do was connect to the CIA headquarters to broadcast whatever was being said to CIA headquarters.
Okay.
But he was unsuccessful. He could not get it to connect.
But he made a dummy screen.
He made a dummy screen to make Al Pacino think that he had been successful. He was not, though.
Okay. So
when everybody shows up,
yeah.
they're pointing the guns at Colin Farrell. All of the lasers are on Colin Farrell.
Right. And they were able to find him because he had his cell phone on.
Correct.
Okay.
And Bridget Moynihan was the one who said, hey, he's got his cell phone, track him that way.
Right.
Let's find out where they are.
So at this point, Pacino gets his big moment. He's out of bullets. He's screaming. He was just sort of rambling.
Yep.
What was he saying?
So, I think the short version is he's been working there for 27 years, and all I do is just give missions to other people. I'm an obsolete fossil. You got a bunch of Ivy League eggheads coming in here to second guess everything that I'm doing, and basically technology is taking over.
The real spies, me, the guys
Yeah.
on the ground,
Right.
are all obsolete, and now it's nerds like this with a computer.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's his big thing. So he was going to sell that program for $3 million and then fuck off.
to somebody.
To whoever. It
they
doesn't
never
matter.
even say.
No, doesn't matter.
He basically names a price and he's going to get the hell out of Dodge.
Right.
Okay.
And he even said early on in the thing, saying, "Yeah, I make $75K a year. I could save the world and it wouldn't matter. I still get my same salary."
So it's kind of that cliche of, I'm the old timer who's now obsolete, so I'm going to get mine and then I'm going to get out.
Right.
Which you've seen in many movies.
Sure.
Many times before.
Sure.
So he goes on his epic Al Pacino rant. And by doing this, the agent who is running this on the ground, pointing guns at him, realizes, he's the target.
Yeah. Burke is the target.
Burke is the target.
They train all their guns on him.
And he realizes, oh, wait, that program wasn't real. They're not here for me. They were here for you.
He didn't realize that no guns were pointed at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were all pointed at Colin Farrell.
He figured that everybody at Langley saw the broadcast and went directly to where they were, but they didn't know that.
Yeah, they had no idea.
Yeah,
he confessed without realizing he was confessing.
Exactly.
Okay. He has a gun but no bullets, so he decides to go out in a blaze, and he points it knowing full it's empty, and they all just level him to the ground.
Yes.
And Colin Farrell, being a little people pleaser, is like, no.
Well, he was I think about to say no bullets.
Oh, I thought he was gonna like leap in front of him with some shit.
No, he was gonna try to stop the CIA people from shooting him because he's just gonna say no. There's no bullets there.
He doesn't have anything to harm you.
I mean, all Pacino does was just bring the gun up in front of him and point it towards him, and they're going to shoot him.
Because they show the gun next to him many times. You can clearly see that clip is empty.
Right.
It is very, very empty.
Yeah. But you're not going to point a gun at a cop and not get shot.
Right, and there's about 20 cops there.
Yeah.
And they all shoot him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, they kind of end the movie. He is loaded into a car to be debriefed at Langley.
Yeah.
And somebody again makes an allusion to his dad
One
being
of the
a
other
CIA.
one of the other instructors who was there at the farm knows him and says, "Okay, we need to debrief you." And they just have a conversation saying, "Oh yeah, it's in your blood, man," which confirms that yes, his dad was CIA.
Yeah, and they had a shot of agents who were lost in the field of duty.
Yeah, and the one person who died in 1990.
And it just says 1990 and a star.
Yes,
no
that
name.
and that is referencing his dad.
Yeah. So,
but they can't come out and say it because all that is classified.
And of course, before that, when they're having this big confrontation and Pacino is chasing him through the building, he says, "No, your dad wasn't an agent."
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm so confused.
Again,
are we manipulating each other, or is this supposed to be plot? Is this real?
It's all manipulation.
It's just spy movie shit. And sometimes spy movies make sense. And sometimes it's like this, where it's just like, they're a double agent. No, they're not. Yes, they are. No, they're not.
Yep. But when like you can watch a spy movie and there's one spy, and it's a lot easier. Here, everybody's a spy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes me want to have you watch Mission Impossible, because I know you've not watched.
I've not seen the first Mission Impossible all the way through.
And that one is more like this, where it's like real spy shit, and it's espionage, and wait, who's actually the bad guy here? Yeah. So if you're gonna make a movie like that, it has to be done so adeptly to be understood.
Yes.
And while I understood this by the end, I am still confused.
Yeah, they stuck the landing, but they kind of
they
fell.
Fumbled the landing.
They fumbled in between.
I think they fumbled the landing because
Yeah, okay.
Pacino is good.
Yeah.
And I think there was a better way to reveal that he was actually a bad guy.
Right.
And give us more context. Because I think maybe you're right. It's if you had seen this in 2003, where you are freshly thinking about everything that went down in the years prior, this might have been more easily understood why he's got a beef and why Colin Farrell's like, oh, I don't want to join the CIA because XYZ.
Right.
That would make more sense to me. But 20 years removed, just about, I'm going, huh?
So yeah, that's about all I had, Betsy. Any more thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's kind of mostly what I have to say about this one. I think I've just got to absorb it some more because, again, you're kind of being shown things and it's all misdirection and everything's a test and nobody's who they say they are. Mm-hmm. And movies like that are confusing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to sit on this one for a while.
You digest it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
What I'm hoping is that some of our listeners have actually seen this movie or can easily seek it out. Because I would like to hear from other people.
If you've seen it recently or a long time ago.
Whenever. Yeah, what do you remember about this movie if you've seen it? Because, again, I don't hate this movie. I don't love this movie. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool, different kind of a spy movie for the newer generations.
I think what saves it is the two leads.
Agreed.
If this was anybody else, I would not give a shit about this movie. But Colin Farrell is solid from beginning to end. And I have said this before. He really can pull off an American accent.
Oh, yeah.
For a very, very Irish man.
Yes.
He does not slip. Mm-hmm. Like, there was maybe
a couple of small ones.
Just teensy moments.
Yep.
Like, just teensy moments.
It's like the middle of a word.
Yeah. And then Pacino, you're always going to get top-level performance.
Yeah, you're going to get gold from Pacino no matter what.
Right. And this was kind of that era where he was doing stuff like, what was it, Insomnia?
Yep.
He did that movie around this time, and a couple things like that with De Niro.
Mm-hmm.
And, now he's like solidly old man Pacino.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I don't think I haven't seen anything of him recently, so I don't think you're going to get this caliber anymore.
Yeah, we did. We saw that Scorsese movie on Netflix.
Oh.
The Irishman.
Oh, well, I didn't like The Irishman.
But again, that was a movie where you're going to get the band back together for one last time.
One last time. They're just going to make something else.
TM, one last time. All right, Betsy, let's put this one to bed.
Yeah.
We do have an email, though.
Okay.
And it's from a new emailer.
A new emailer?
A new emailer. And this is an experiment, let's say. Let's just get into it here. This is from Matt. Subject line, input requested for highly scientific action movie study.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy. Good thing we just watched an action movie. Yeah, there were guns. There's a chase. There's some action.
There was some action.
Spy movie shit.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, I have a long-running, unofficial, although highly scientific, philosophical study regarding action movies, and I would love to hear your input on the matter since you are highly qualified in the genre.
Indeed we are. Obviously.
Hypothesis. Action will follow the path of most glass.
Interesting.
So this window right here, that's made of glass.
Oh, God.
That door over there,
oh, no.
that's got glass in it.
We have glass on three sides of us.
That's true. Okay, hypothesis. He says this. Evidence. This is long. First, how many times have you seen a character screaming towards a wall and then bam, intercepted from the side to then be plunged into and often through a fully furnished yet strangely unoccupied high-end office building with always perfectly cleaned windows?
Fact.
Seriously, not a single smudge of bird poop anywhere.
They pay a lot of money for those high-rise buildings.
Uh-huh.
Those windows damn well better be clean.
Uh-huh. Next, regardless of how large the impact is or isn't, the whole building gives up and every window explodes. It doesn't just break,
no.
It explodes.
Shattered.
Finally, an over-dramatized, obviously CG'd glass shrapnel extravaganza slow-motion montage commences in which everyone magically manages to escape without injury to their person or their clothing.
Yes, if you were going through glass, it has a tendency to be sharp.
Yeah. It'll fuck you up, it'll fuck up your clothes, and everything around it.
Will it though, Trent?
He continues. Superheroes of old may have been happy with the lowly brick wall, but no more. Would love to hear your thoughts on this trend. Keep up the fun. Well, Matt, I think about... So that scenario you're talking about here, I think about the first Matrix movie.
Yes.
So remember near the end when Neo is going to go save Morpheus from the office building where he is...
a tall glass skyscraper.
He is in a helicopter, and the helicopter has a big-ass minigun that is shooting all over the place, breaking windows, breaking shit everywhere. And at the end of it, the helicopter gets shot up and is going to go down.
Yes.
But it's going to go down directly into the high-rise building that is made of all windows.
Yes.
And the effect that is presented on screen is the helicopter hits the building and a warble of...
A ripple effect.
Thank you. Is just goes throughout the entire building. It ripples and then everything just explodes out of it.
Yes.
That's what I think of when I think about your scenario here.
Oh, yes. Well, and we brought this up many times while watching The Fast and Furious. How many of these movies feature clandestine buildings made completely of glass?
Yep.
Charlize Theron comes and blows one up, and Jason Statham comes and blows one up. The Rock goes through several of them.
I think about the movie Collateral.
Yes.
Where it's
not even an action movie, but...
Yes. So the action sequence near the end, Tom Cruise is confronted by Max. There are guns and guns are going off, and he's like in this office building that the walls are made of glass. So he's like shooting through these walls and everything is shattering around him. And of course, Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts, so he's doing all that himself. And there's a little sequence there where he actually like hops over a desk and he lands on a desk chair and he trips and falls on his face.
Yes.
And like there's glass everywhere, and of course he's fine.
Of course he's fine.
This is of course right after he gets shot in the ear.
Yes.
So he's bleeding everywhere. So he would be bleeding anyway, but...
Right.
Yeah, you don't need to fuck him up even more with the glass.
Right. I think what this boils down to is when doing an explosion in an action movie, what's going to give you the most pizzazz? So it's gonna be a big glass explosion.
Okay, so here's my hypothesis.
Okay.
I'm not going to agree with the premise that it is attracting the most glass. I'm going to say it is the most debris.
Okay, well, that's what I meant.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's debris, not necessarily just glass. Because glass is, it's shiny, it has the ability to really cut somebody. But you know what? What's really gonna make a really cool scene on the screen? It's just debris. It's just shit everywhere.
Right. Right. And sometimes, our hero does get injured. But it's usually in things like Die Hard, where they set it up like he has no shoes.
Yeah.
And he's now walking around this action movie set barefoot.
Yep.
So that's usually the only time where they are inflicting a punishment upon him. But you're right. I brought it up in one of the Fast and Furious movies. They fucking roll their car through a glass window and there's not a scratch on them. And by the time we get to the 9th movie, they literally say, I think we're invincible. Yeah. So there is definitely a self-awareness in some movies.
Yeah. And there should be.
Yeah, and it's funny when they do it because Matt is right. It is absurd to believe that you can survive these action sequences and your clothes are pristine and you don't have a scratch on you.
But you know what you do, though? You might have some on your shoulder and you just
exactly
brush it off. Oh, you're fine.
Well, and meanwhile, the movie we just watched in The Recruit, Al Pacino punches his own head through a glass door to give himself an alibi. And he's literally got a shard of glass in his forehead.
And he just yanks it out.
He just sort of picks it out. He's good, that's my cover. What are you gonna do?
Yep. He hits me, crack.
Yeah. You hit me. Oh, God. Yeah. So I believe it.
Yeah.
But we'll stew about this more. I'm sure we'll think of many, many more action movies.
Again, I think about the debris and like a cinematographer. Why do you think the 3D movies really got big?
Right.
It's because directors and cinematographers had the ability to just throw things at the screen and have it look cool.
Well, and how many times have you been in a house or a building and you're on the inside and somebody comes like swinging into the building through the glass? Like in Resident Evil, it happened.
Yep.
And it's always a SWAT team. The SWAT team doesn't use doors.
No. Even though the door was completely open and unlocked.
I don't care. We have to be dramatic.
Yes.
So yeah, there's something to that. I'm sure we'll come up with more examples and experience more as we're watching more films. So thank you, Matt, for the contribution.
Yes.
And continuing hypothesis.
Yeah, send us some more hypotheses.
Yeah.
And we can dissect them.
Yeah. You can do it by sending us an email.
What? How do they do that, Betsy?
On the internet. I keep telling you.
So internet, you say. How pray tell, how do they contact us through this internet? The interwebs.
Carefully.
Oh. I'm going to say they need to do it skillfully.
Okay.
You're just not going to say it, are you?
No.
All right. Email address to contact us. If you wish to send us a hypothesis,
or contribute to this hypothesis.
A query, if you will. And if you want to respond to Matt, if you think that, no, it's not glass, it's dirt. Or no, it's chocolate pudding. I don't know. Email address is neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter. You can reach out to us there. Talk to us about chocolate pudding if you want. Whatever. Neverseenit_pod is the Twitter handle. And if you wish, you could also support us financially. That means with money.
Yes.
I like money. You like money?
It's all right.
Say you like money.
I like money!
Click on the link in the podcast description. It's about support. I'm not going to say it here. You're smart people. You can figure it out. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the show. We watched The Recruit. Finally! 10 years we've been together. Oh my God.
Harassing
we finally watched
me to watch this movie
The
for
Recruit.
10 years.
And you think, oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
fine. All right, we will be back to you next time with another episode of Never Seen It.
With some other movie.
That
we haven't seen.
I have no idea what it's going to be.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out next time.
Okay.
Bye-bye.